Got breaking news involving Lonzo Ball ZO2, the Chino Hills prodigy. I told the people it wouldn't be too long before this conversation arose up there in Chicago, up there in the Windy City. Listen, Lonzo Ball, we all know the catastrophic situation that he endured. Now he's back on the floor. Clearly, you see in the past two games that we've seen Lonzo, he's around that 15-minute mark. You clearly see he played 15 minutes in his return and then 16 minutes after. Now, with the way the Chicago Bulls have been playing, you clearly see an infectious, spirit going on up there in the Windy City. You haven't seen this in some time. The camaraderie is a whole lot different. And I believe when they roll up there into New Orleans, Chicago, they're going to be tighter and banded up together. And I believe they're going to go in there and take out the New Orleans Pelicans. You heard it here first at Flight Sports TV. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. We will be live for Lonzo Ball's first regular season game going up against his former basketball team. I believe the stars couldn't have aligned themselves any better. Now, let's get to business. Zach Lavine, yes. We all know the man up there in Chicago, Zach Lavine. Obviously, he gets a whole lot of flack for whatever it is, but Zach is a true talent in this league. It's a reason why his name is involved in so many rumors. Teams value his talent. Last time we seen Zach, he was injured. He in 25 games, he averaged 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. As long as he's on the team, I believe he's going to be a focal point. And he spoke out and said, with in the interview with KC Johnson, he said that we might have to start pushing that 15 minutes to 20 to 25. So this is a big deal. When Zach Lavine is saying that, I do believe that the Bulls may be able to meet Zach and Lonzo somewhere in the middle. I do believe 20 minutes at the start may be effective. Obviously you spread them out because you want Lonzo in the stretch in the fourth quarter when things are getting tight. But the Bulls, they got to step it up this year, man. Clearly, there's no DeMar DeRozan. Zach Lavine doesn't have anybody, who could possibly interfere with him and his talents and the things that he's trying to do. The way the Chicago Bulls season could start out, I believe they could be successful. Obviously, you got a couple of tough matchups. Obviously, you're on the road. You're going up against the Bucks after the Pelicans. And I believe these two teams, and the Pelicans and the Bucks, there's a lot of uncertainty. Is a reason why the Milwaukee Bucks got lost in the shuffle in the offseason. That wasn't by mistake. These things happen for a reason. And I believe the Bulls can go in there and take out two uncertain teams in the Pelicans. The Pelicans, they got a lot of things going on. They just got a new point guard up there. We don't know what's happening with Brandon Ingram, so I don't know. I'm not going to say the ship has sailed in New Orleans, but I think they may have to get acclimated, may take a couple games. And then obviously you're going up against your home opener against the Thunder. That's going to be a tough matchup. So let's see what happens. But with the IQ of Lonzo Ball, I believe that the job could get done. They're going to have a chance in all of these games, but it's going to be important that, Billy Donovan, the Bulls organization, Lonzo, the doctors, they're all on one accord, because we can't get selfish out here now. Lonzo Ball has come back from a catastrophic injury. The plasma transplant was no joke. Nobody has done what Lonzo Ball has done. He's already made history, ladies and gentlemen. And not only is Lonzo Ball making history by just getting back on the floor, he's not looking to be in some Sean Livingston role, ladies and gentlemen. This guy Lonzo was looking to get back to business to where he left off. All of the things that and it's kind of funny how he's starting the season in New Orleans, where I believe impacted his game the most, especially now what he's dealing with coming back from an injury. He's going to be able to get on the floor and feel like he never left because he can shoot. Lonzo always could shoot. Even with the when he was shooting from the left side of his body and then got criticized and this, that, and the third, he still did well. With that jumper. And now it's just totally perfected now after Fred Vincent tweaked it, and he's got him shooting correctly. And Lonzo was confident as ever in that jump shot, man. It's to the point where he don't even have to go to the paint. Just give him the ball, he gonna launch it, and more than likely it's going in. And now he knows this is what he has to do to also remain effective out there to create havoc. And as you can see in the open floor, Lonzo Ball is dynamic as ever. You're still going to have to deal with him. He's going to have the defense on their heels, trying to figure out what's going to happen when Lonzo Ball is running and gunning, down the lane, and clearly, when Zach is saying this, what's going on with Josh Giddey? You just brought in Josh Giddey. You're talking about Lonzo minutes increasing. Who's that going to affect? Also is reports that the Bulls wanted to re-sign, Josh Giddey. How's all that going to affect things? And I told the people, y'all, and I was ahead of the curve, that's why it's very paramount for you to hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button here at Flight Sports, because now you're seeing it come to pass. Now Zach Lavine is clamoring for it, so the Bulls are going to do what's best for them, at the end of the day. They do have Lonzo there. I'm pretty sure that they want to bring him back next season. I'm pretty sure Lonzo is going to work something out, to come back to Chicago. They, at the end of the day, unless they trade him, excuse me, I don't know what they're going to do, because, you got Zach there. Do they want to win? Do they want to lose? We still don't know what the organization wants to do, especially with this draft on the horizon. So we still got to evaluate. I think it's still too early to tell. Is Chicago going to roll with the vets? Because if you roll with Lonzo, Zach, and Vooch, you're going to be in the playoff picture. If you want to, look at Ace Bailey, if you want to look at, what's going on with Cooper Flagg and the rest of these guys, you start to let some of these guys go ahead of the deadline. So I'm going to be watching Chicago because I believe they're going to be pretty successful. I think they're going to define some odds. I think that they're starting the season off, on paper, it looks kind of tough. But I wouldn't be surprised if they split one of these games. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat New Orleans, and then maybe lose to Milwaukee, come back, beat Oklahoma City at home. I could see something like that. Them starting the season 2-1. So just be here on the lookout because Lonzo is the ultimate wild card, and the Chino Hills Prodigy is back. If you want Lonzo Ball news, updates, and more, make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. We're going to be going live later on a lot of different topics. You already know what it is. Peace and love to everybody. If you're a Lonzo Ball fan, let's get in the comments section and let's politic. The Chino Hills Prodigy is back. I repeat, it's Flight Sports TV. Shout out to everybody that pulled up on the live last night. We had a lot of legends in the house. You already know what it is. Shout out to y'all, man. It's all love.